Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome to our guests. Welcome to the Whitefield Toastmasters meeting number 83. Thank you. I'm Toastmaster Saravanan. I'll be performing the role of Sergeant at Arms today. Let me iterate the mission of Toastmasters for the benefit of everyone. I would like everyone to join me in stating our club's mission. You can also read it here. We provide a supportive and positive learning environment in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Before we begin, I have 3 housekeeping items to announce. 1. First, turn off your mobile phones or keep them to silent. Let's take 5 seconds to do that. Second, do not interrupt while somebody is speaking on stage or make any movement that can distract the speaker. You can move in or move out of the room during the gap between the speeches, that is when people are clapping. Third, please refrain from using taboo topics like sex, religion, and politics. Most importantly, please support the speakers with your warm smiles and claps. For everyone's benefit, the restrooms are located just outside the room. If you take right, you can see the restrooms. Drinking waters are kept on both sides of the room, the orange bottles. The meeting will be recorded and uploaded on YouTube. If you do not want yourself to be recorded, please get in touch with me to stop the recording. We will be using the clip-on mics. They are for recording purposes only. It won't amplify your voice. So be sure to speak loudly. And after your speech, please hand this over to the next person on the stage. Now, I would like all to give a warm welcome to our aerospace engineer, President of our club and Presiding Officer, Toastmaster Akshay.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How is everyone doing? Okay, let me start with a question. How many of you feel that nervousness while coming onto the stage, that butterflies? House full only. Okay, it is with everyone, it is with me as well right now, in this moment as well. But let me tell you a small story. Last week, while after our meeting got over, I was standing with some of our club members. Few of them were experienced Toastmasters and few of them have joined recently only, in past few months. Okay, and the recent ones were telling their story and sharing their fears and all those nervousness they feel when they come onto the stage. And while listening to all this, the experienced ones actually revealed a secret. And this secret is important for every one of you who wants to come onto the stage. They are not able to push themselves for the very first time. They are not inconsistent in coming onto the stage, taking up roles. For all the guests as well who want to come here and take part in some of the table topics, impromptu speaking. The secret is, everyone who comes onto the stage for the first time or for the nth time, they feel that nervousness. But the only thing which changes is that they make themselves better in hiding that nervousness. And with time, once you develop that habit of being onto the stage, taking up those roles every now and then your experience actually outweighs that nervousness until it is no more visible to the audience out there. Okay, so that was the secret. You can all use that secret. Once that my thought comes into your mind of nervousness, please think about this particular thing, that everyone out there is feeling that nervousness, but they are just more capable in hiding that. Okay, so on this note, I would like to start meeting number 83 of Whitefield Toastmasters with a stroke of gavel. Okay, so as the ritual of Whitefield Toastmaster says, first of all, I would like to ask all the first timers who have been to the Whitefield Toastmasters for the very first time, all the guests, please raise your hand. For the very first time. Okay, 3 hands onto the left of my side. I'll ask you guys to please tell your name and where do you stay in Bangalore and how do you got to know about Whitefield Toastmasters. We can start from the last person.
Yeah, actually at Bangalore I'm part of Tribe CBS Club. I got to know about Whitefield Toastmaster Club from Rendovo meeting that they had with the Woody Toastmaster Club
Okay,
a couple of years back. And I started with it.
okay. So you are one of the evaluators, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Most welcome to the club, sir. Yes, sir, please.
Hello, guys. I'm Chandra Kiran from the Olympians.
Kiran.
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
So I stay in Bangalore. This is my first time getting into this process of practice of games. I got to know about it eventually. Subject.
on internet.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. My name is Vijay, and currently I'm staying in Whitefield. I got to know about the Toastmaster from my colleague, and this is the first time.
So she is your colleague who told you? Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. Okay, so do you guys remember there was a new initiative which was launched by the VP Education Radha Kashinathan, which I announced last week? Do you remember the initiative? Role of the month, right? Thank you, Kapil. So, role of the month is the initiative for the month of August, in which there will be a specific role, which is the general evaluator for the month of August, and for the first 2 weeks. I am actually reiterating this particular thing. I have said this thing in the last meeting as well, but just for the sake of the people who have come in this particular meeting. So, for the first 2 weeks of August, some experienced Toastmasters will be taking up that particular role, general evaluator, and you guys will watch them kind of see how in the sequential manner they take up that particular role. And for the next 2 weeks, you will, or the new members who have not taken up that role anytime in the Toastmasters, so they will take up that role, and then for the next one there will be some other role like maybe table topic master or TMOD. Okay, so this is the initiative for the month, and for this week, this is the second installment. We have area A4 director Malia Raja. Please help me welcome. So she'll be taking up that role of general evaluator for today's meeting, and please help me again welcome with her with a huge round of applause, guys. Welcome, Malia. Okay, so as I was talking about habits, so I was kind of aligning to the theme of the day as well. So the theme of the day is habits, and I will not steal any thunder from our Toastmaster of the day, who is an experienced professional as well as Toastmaster, and he is also a podium finisher in club level contest of international speech contest of year 2024. Please help me welcome Toastmaster of the day, Vikas Jalan.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm Vikas Jalan, and I'm biting the bullet for the first time as the team award of the day. I'm sure that Olympics is at the peak of the fever, and each one of us must be following a different games of our interest. Any guesses, or anyone would like to say which games they are tracking closely in Olympics? Hockey, wrestling, javelin throw. Yeah, so we all have been tracking Olympics closely with different interests and different games. And there is one thing which we all will be agreeing to, that all the players from all the different countries which are out there, they are best in the class from their respective countries, right? They have been doing a lot of hard work, lot of training, might have gone through a lot of tournaments and won them as well before reaching to the Olympics. And all of them has a single shared goal. What is that goal? To win the gold, right? That's something which each and every player in the Olympics want. But, my dear friends, you must be aware that not every player in the Olympics who participate in the Olympics will be able to win the gold. So what are those parameters, or what are those things which will differentiate the player from those which comes with a winning outcome or a gold medal in the hand? Any guesses or any views? Consistency. Practice. Willpower. Discipline. Right? So there are lots of parameters which makes a difference between a player and the winning player. And while we have lots of parameters which has to be considered, and one of the very generic one is habit. And that's exactly the theme of the day, habit. And we'll talk about in more details how habit turns a player into a winning player. But let me talk about the theme of the day, habit, which has been inspired from a book called Atomic Habits, written by James Clear. To be frank, I'm not that much into books. I don't read too many books. But this one was different. Why? You may ask, because it was gifted by my wife. So I had no choice but to read that. Now this book is a very nice book which gives lots of principles and do's and don'ts on how to maintain habits and how to change habits. Not only it gives do's and don'ts and principles, but it also gives all the scientific studies which has been done in the area of psychology, neuroscience, right? On why those do's and don'ts are been having a scientific establishment. This book goes one step further and explaining that what can be done to make sure those habits, you are able to change those habits. Like for example, making your habit which you want to inculcate very obvious. Keep it very simple and make it attractive so that you are bound to stay with it. Now, when we are talking about this habits, now let me go back to the Olympics. What makes the winning normal player different from a winning player? So this book gives a very one good rule which is called 1% rule, which says that if you are improving yourself on that particular habit 1% every day, then you will end up your year with 37% improvement. That's a profound number, isn't it? And that is one of the rule which most of these players, which makes it different from a normal player to a winning player. Just to give you an example, in 2008, British cycling team started their journey with cycling. And in their 76 years of journey, they won just a single gold medal. The team was having such a bad impression that many of the top bike manufacturers of Europe, they refused to sell a bike to British cycling team because they thought that their sales will hurt if they see someone driving, British cycling team driving the cycles. And then they tried to apply this 1% rule. They did very small changes in the way they functions in their departments. For example, they taught their players how to wash their hands properly so that they may not fall sick. They colored their inside of the truck in white so that they can point out a small dust which goes into their fine-tuned bicycles, and so on. And as a result of this, in 2008 Olympics, the same British cycling team was able to win 7 gold medals. And the story didn't end over there. After 4 years, they broke many more records and they won more gold medals. So my dear friends, this is about Olympics. When we come to Toastmasters, this is one of such platforms where we come on the stage and practice regularly on our public speaking skills, in our impromptu speaking skills and evaluations to make sure that we improve inch by inch, which will make the winning difference at the end. And so, let me take you to the structure of today's Toastmasters meeting, where we have 3 sections: habit of planned speeches, and habit of impromptu speeches, and habit of evaluation. And in order to have that, we are not having just sections, but we also have some role takers who will help in evaluating all the complete meeting. And let me introduce today's general evaluator who is going to evaluate the complete meeting. She is a student of Mahe and a freelancer in resume consultant. So if anyone wants to build the resume, then you know who is to contact. She has a habit of spending time with the family no matter how busy she is, which is a great thing to do in today's world. And she is working on her habit to not to procrastinate things and avoidance. So let me welcome our general evaluator, Mahi, Toastmasters Mahi. Malia.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vikas. Good morning, everybody. I am Malia, and I will be the. I should wear the mic. No, that is it. Good morning, everyone. I'm Malia. I will be your general evaluator for today. For the benefit of the guests, what the general evaluator and their team does is that we will evaluate various aspects of the meeting before the meeting started, during the meeting, and sometimes after the meeting as well. That is what the general evaluation team does, and we will be taking about 20 to 30 minutes to do this in the last session of the meeting. To help me as the general evaluator, we have a team which is commonly known as the tag team, which consists of the timer, our counter, and the grammarian. But today I will call them in the reverse order to introduce themselves. So let's call them the GAT team for today, I suppose. So G stands for grammarian. Our grammarian for today is a second-year BCA student at National College, and some of his favorite hobbies are playing cricket and writing code. Please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Bhima.
Good morning. Good morning. Fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. For today's meeting, I am the grammarian. My role is to pay close attention to all the speakers, and I will also take note of any good usage and also not good usage of English language. And as a grammarian, also my duty to share the word of the day and idiom of the day. For today's meeting, the word of the day is opulent, which means luxurious and grand in appearance. An example of using the word of the day is, I brought an opulent pen to my first Toastmaster meeting, hoping it would magically improve my speech. Idiom of the day, bite the bullet, which means to get something over with because it is inevitable. An example of using the word idiom of the day, their manager had been putting off the budget meeting but decided to bite the bullet and have the meeting this week. Whenever any speaker on the stages uses the word of the day, I would request all audience to show a silent thumbs up as a mark of appreciation. Thank you. Back to General Evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhima. Next, we move on to the A, that is the R counter. Our R counter for today is a software engineer and whose favorite habit is drinking lots of water. But the habit that he is trying to do away with is waking up late. But today, I suppose he woke up early and showed up here. So let's put our hands together for Toastmaster Arun.
Good morning, everyone. So today I'll be the R counter for the day. And my primary responsibility is to watch out for common crux words and filler words that most speakers would be using. So some examples of these words are things like you know, like, but, etc. So in general, when these words are used in speech, it kind of deteriorates the quality of speech. And the main point of actually noting them down is to help each speaker be aware of them and to gradually improve the speech. So yes, I'll be noting them down, and towards the end, I'll also present my report when called upon by Toastmaster of the day.
Finally, we have the T, that is the timer. Our timer for today is an associate product manager for financial crime products. Recently, he has been loving the habit of training and teaching other people, and the habit that he wants to get rid of is laziness. And for that, he has two solutions. One is yoga, and the second is badminton. To know more about the timer's role, may I welcome Toastmaster Kapil.
When I was in college, whenever we were called to an auditorium, we used to sit there, just like some of you are right now, and we used to wonder, when will this guy finish off? And the most beautiful part of that point was when they said, in conclusion, I would like to say. So today, my responsibility is to help you achieve the objective of your speech, the purpose of your speech, and to ensure that you do that within a given time limit. So, while performing my role, I'll be timing the icebreakers. Answer this. When will I show the green card for icebreakers?
4.
Yellow card?
5 minutes.
And the red card?
6 minutes.
Correct. Prepared speeches? Green card?
5 minutes.
Yellow card?
6 minutes.
And the red card?
7 minutes.
Great. Table topics? Green card?
1 minute.
And the yellow card? 1 minute 30 seconds. And the red card? 2 minutes. Great. Speech evaluations, grammarian and the accountant. The green card?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Yellow card? 2 minutes 30 seconds. And the red card?
3 minutes.
Great. The general evaluator? Green card at 3 minutes, yellow card at 4 minutes, and the red card at 5 minutes. All of you get 30 minutes grace period, and beyond which you will be disqualified. If you cannot reach the limit of the green card, you are also disqualified. That's it. Back to you.
Show the yellow and red card as well.
That's the green card. That's the yellow card. That's the red card. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kapil. He is situated right here. So whenever somebody is speaking, please keep a part of your concentration on the timer as well. Does anyone remember the word of the day and idiom of the day? Opulent? Bite the bullet. Great. So everyone used it at least once. Please use it whenever you come to the stage if possible. Along with the tag team, I will also have 3 individual evaluators to evaluate each speech who will be introduced later on by the team mod. The evaluators, tag team, and I will be back in the 3rd session of the meeting to provide our report. Thank you, and back to Toastmaster Vikas.
Thank you, G. And now we'll go with the next section. So where we have 3 planned speeches lined up. And the first speaker, so we have both evaluation and planned speeches. The first speaker, the first evaluator who is going to evaluate the speaker is working as a software engineer by profession and has a habit of not doing anything and, and not planning to do anything, which is a pretty interesting habit in the today's world. And so may I request evaluator Renju to come here.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Yeah. My habit is art of doing nothing, and don't laugh at. It's a good habit. You can also try to practice it. And the speaker that I'm evaluating today, he is Nitish. May I know who he is? Yeah, hi. Meeting him for the first time, and he's attempting his level 1, L1, P1, introducing himself to the team. Welcome to the team. Sir, welcome to the stage. Can you come?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. I will introduce him.
So let me talk. So Nitish is working as a software engineer, as a senior technical manager lead, and has a habit of meditation and exercising, which is a great thing to do. And he's plans to get rid of to sleep on time during the weekends. I think many of us are facing the same problem, to be on the bed early. And the title of Nitish's speech is Know Yourself. So Nitish, know yourself.
Thank you, all of you. A very good morning. Morning. Knowing thyself is the beginning of the wisdom, said by Socrates. Means knowing oneself is the beginning of the wisdom. ढूंढता फिरता हूँ इकबाल अपने आप को, ढूंढता फिरता हूँ इकबाल अपने आप को, आप ही गोया मुसाफिर, आप ही मंजिल हूँ मैं. I am in constant search of myself. I am the journey and I am the destination. Today, I am standing in front of you to share a story of my life. The journey shaped by my investigation on myself and, of course, habits. Being born in an opulent city of Solapur. Here, Sola doesn't mean a sweet 16 party. Here, Sola means a 16 villages. My story began. Being born as a third child, I would say third act in the play of my family, my interest was greatly applauded by all except my father, as he was wishing to have a different caste member, a daughter. So my mother, as a very genius director, costumed me like a girl. So Nitish changed to Nisha, sometime Neetu, and so on. So I became the star of the kindergarten reality check. But eventually, as the time passed, people started talking about that, and there was a fight between my mother and father. So finally, my father took me to the barber, and that was the end of that story. That's how I had to bite the bullet to embrace my identity as a boy. My education saga started from the school named Sravika Vidyalaya. I joined like a new kid on the block with a great nervousness by seeing the strange faces and with different environment. But life is such a mystery. Contradictions turned into the compliments. All those strangers become my best friend in partnering, playing a tabla on the benches, singing very badly and noisily in the class, and sometimes mimicking my own teacher. My father's bedtime stories created a spark into myself about the science, technology, and philosophy. And I pursued my master degree from one of the best institute we call as a IIT. Post studies, I got the opportunity to work in one of the best organizations, General Motors. I joined with a great pride, and I thought, now I will taught them engineering. But on the day one, they showed my place right there in the corner. But I feel very thankful about them because whatever today I am because of that. I get engaged and I feel happiness in discussing with my colleagues who think sometimes like Einstein, but sometimes who thinks like a Mullah Nasruddin. Saying riding on the donkey is more exciting than riding on the Ducati. Those cricket day reminds me sometimes I hit a very long success, but sometimes I just get out on the duck. So that's how my life is. My life is inspired from few of the great figures in the history. So I'm going to get there. I'm going to quote their sayings, but definitely I'm not going to give $100 if you identify them. So let's start. First one is the Appadipa Bhava. So be light unto yourself. No. So it's a Siddhartha Gautam Buddha. So I realized that first time while changing the bulb in my dark room. Second one, God is a love. It's a very famous quote. Any guesses? Jesus Christ. So he means, of course, for my boss as well as your boss. Third one, time is eternal. Sorry, time is a relative. Einstein. So I realized that, especially in the weekend, early in the morning while snoozing the alarm. Joining the Toastmaster is the next step, and the objective is right here. Continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection. So I'm looking forward to develop my communication and the leadership skills. But the main goal is I want to impress the principle of Bahujan Hitaya and the Bahujan Sukhaya. So it means to work, giving back to the society for benefit of one and benefit of all. So this is how my life is, and I know to myself. Now I ask to yourself, how do you know? By knowing yourself. Thank you. And over to question.
Thank you, Nitish, for such a wonderful speech. Now, we'll go with the second speech which is planned for today. And for that, let me, so first we'll call upon the evaluator, but let me introduce the speaker first. Okay, so the speaker who's going to give the second speech is a big data and senior consultant in Mercedes Group, as well as a freelancer in the same field. Has a habit of trying out new things. That's a great thing, a great habit to have. And currently working on improving his time management skills. So we have speaker Shib Shankar, who's going to give his L1 P1 speech, who will be evaluated by Radha. To give an introduction of Radha, Radha is the project manager in the innovation department for one of the startup, and she has a habit of reading the ingredients on the packaged food to make sure that there is nothing unusual like maida, sugar, and those kind of stuff. And she is trying to make sure to complete her to-do list on time, probably within the same day. So may I request Radha to take us through the evaluation criteria for Shubhankar.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Speaker number 2, Toastmaster Shiv Shankar, is going to attempt his level 1, project 1, which is also the icebreaker speech. He's going to start his journey as a public speaker in Toastmasters. The purpose of his project is to introduce him to the club and learn some basic structure of public speaking. Timer, please note, the time allotted to him is 4 to 6 minutes. Break a leg. Back to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shiv Shankar. Finding my voice, Shiv Shankar.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is Shiv Shankar Shaha, and welcome to my icebreaker. So, a few days back, when I was thinking what to talk about in my icebreaker, what should I talk about? I was like, okay, maybe I can talk about how much I love traveling, or maybe I can talk about my big data career, or maybe I can talk about how much I love trying new things. But then I thought, what am I doing here? At the end of the day, in a Sunday morning, what am I doing here speaking about myself in front of you? So why not talk about that? Let me take you to a backstory. So from the very childhood, I have believed in one thing: experiences are worth investing in. So it was one of those experiences that led me to a stage where I wanted to recite a poem. It was a Bengali poem. I went to this stage in hopes, okay, I'll deliver this in front of the crowd. And I saw my principal sir talking to a teacher. I'm like, are they talking about me? Did I do something wrong? And I forgot the poem. And I left the stage embarrassed. Few days after, I again got an opportunity to deliver the thought of the day. And guess what? I messed up again. I failed. Then I thought, okay, maybe this is not my cup of tea. Maybe public speaking is not for me. But then there was, as they say, third time is the charm, right? So one of my teachers actually encouraged me to appear for the Independence Day speech. So, okay, I'll be independent this time. Come on, let's go, guys. Then, so I was like, okay, let me give it another shot. I went back home, took a paper, started writing my speech. After few retries, folding the papers, throwing it away, I finally had the speech ready. But then comes the hard part. I had to practice it. So, every time I look into a mirror, what would I do? I would make a fist with my hand, and I would think it is a microphone, and I would deliver my speech. I'm in the bathroom taking my shower. I'm seeing a mirror. What would I do? I'll make a fist with my hand, deliver my speech. Now came the D-Day. I opulently came onto the stage and I started. Like a phoenix that arises from its own ashes, India too arose from the ashes of revolutionary fire that had swept through it and emerged as a free nation. You know, I practiced it so much that I still remember it somewhere engraved in the back of my head somewhere. So yeah, now it's I think almost 10 to 12 years after, and I'm delivering a speech in a different city in front of you guys. So I think I have improved. So what am I doing here? You may ask, what am I doing here? So I still remember those claps, those applauses, and I want to get it again. I like this spotlight that I am right now and speaking in front. I'm not that good at it yet, but I know I have miles to go ahead. There is a saying that you should hang out with people where there is a like-minded among you guys, right? So hang out with people who inspires you. So I am doing that right now. So if you ask me, what am I doing here? I am craving for that applauses again. I am craving for that spotlight again. I want to find my voice again, and that's why I am here. So yeah, that's my icebreaker and that's my story. Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you, Shankar, for that excellent speech. And now we have our third speech lined up, which is going to be evaluated. Let me introduce him. He's a professional in Kargil and has a good habit of running 5 kilometers, almost 5 kilometers every day. And I've been trying out the habit of early to bed and early to rise, like most of us. So let me call upon Piyush. Who will be introducing the speaker and the evaluation criteria.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My target speaker is Toastmaster Karthikeyan, and he is attempting his L1 P2 speech in dynamic leadership. And the purpose of this statement is to review the basic method of writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on a selected topic. So, best of luck, Mr. Karthikeyan.
So Karthik is working as Colin Aerospace, and has a very good habit of walking every day. And he's also trying out his hand and habit of journalism. It's a great thing to do. So okay. Journey. Thank you. So welcome, Karthik. So Karthik, my organic journey, Karthik.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vikas. Can anybody guess which is the country in the world does farming in a large scale organically?
India.
They are famous for cricket plus kangaroos.
Australia.
Yes, you're right. Okay. So this fact was always fascinated me. Not just because of the scale of farming, but because what it represents. The living, sustainable and harmonious living with nature. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Today I would like to take you to a journey on organic farming. This took root from my deep love towards, especially connections with trees and mountains. It started way back in 2019. After graduating 20 years from college, 15 of my friends across the globe, like-minded people, shared a common dream, that is to start organic farming in a village near Madurai. We named it Elilvanam, translate to a beautiful garden. It translates to a beautiful garden. Just by giving, the purpose is to give back to Mother Earth by growing trees and practicing organic farming. Our only goal was to create a farm that is integrated and self-sufficient. So we all were enthused and kind of curious for learning. It's like 20 years of corporate experience which influenced a lot. we use the project management practices. We incorporated that in. Sometimes my wife tells, you are the only team in the world who used corporate policies and project management experience in farming. That's how we were. Can anybody guess what was our first plantation? Any guess? It was a fruit, by the way. You are very close, by the way. It's not pumpkin, it's papaya. we started our plantation with papaya. Driven by organic principles and philosophy, we sourced all our saplings from the organic nursery and used organic materials, basically organic manures. As you know, to get organic manure, the key ingredient is animal waste. So for that, what we did is we brought livestock into the farm. As the trees grew, same as our bonding within us, it's similar to a corporate setup, bi-weekly calls. Most of the time talking about planning. And only few minutes we talk about planning. Apart from that, since it's a college gang, we talk about college days, reminiscing on college life. So, but within 6 months, our efforts bore fruit. Literally, we planted 1,000 papaya trees and transformed the landscape. The first harvest of papaya was one of the best moments of my life. After a year, the papaya trees laden with papayas, we started selling. We never had that, 15 of us never had that experience. It was an extraordinary experience that really actually reiterated the importance of organic farming. I would say it's a testament for our hard work and dedication. As the time goes, you all know that the challenges grows, right? I would like to quickly walk through key challenges. The key top 3 challenges. One, that is our input cost was way high than what we were selling. Number 2, it's called mealybugs that really spreads very rapidly and killed the entire tree. Number 3, the selling overall marketing and logistics that we did not know all those things. As I said, we are all corporate farmers. So as you all know, we still did root cause analysis. That's the usual thing, right? So as part of that, we learned 3 things. One is, first of all, you need a full-time farmer. For at least you need to have a full-time farmer who knows exactly when, where, and how we need to give the manures and pesticides. Number 2, organic farming has a lot of nuances. You need to understand that and kind of give and devise a strategy which is good for marketing and logistics. And number 3, as I said, selling price and the input cost is always high. So buyer strategy is also a very important stuff. The time we learned it, the time was up for us. We have to remove all the papaya trees and move forward for a next one. So, in conclusion, friends, 3 things that we learned. One is this experience was a profound experience. We learned a lot about farming and what the life is all about in farming. Number 2, it is we all talk about hard work, dedication, all those things. That is very important. But the most important thing is the nuances of farming, the knowledge of farming, and the patience. Number 3, we all inspired by social media, farming. If you see any YouTube channels, talk about farming, right? We all inspired by social media. But the reality is not that. The reality is all about deep knowledge and the connection with the land. That's what I would say. And one last piece of advice, if you are venturing into the organic farming, first thing is make sure that you have enough time and dedicated effort. Never underscore the knowledge, which is the most important part. Thank you.
Thank you, Karthik, for the wonderful speech. Before we move to the next section, definitely while we are talking about habit, I would like to mention about the habit which I have. And I'm still confused whether it's my good habit or it is something which I should change. I'm very planned and systematic in my approach. And this habit of mine definitely helps me a lot in my professional setup. But when it comes to my personal area, especially when I'm taking out my wife for shopping, I'm a bit confused. Because she lands up buying many of the things which are not there in the planned shopping list. And many times it happens that she'll buy all the things except those which are mentioned in the shopping list. And that's why I'm still figuring out whether it's a good habit or something which I should change. So with this, I would like to open if someone would like to share any interesting habits which they have or any of the interesting habits which they want to change. Any volunteers? Anyone want to share?
Interesting habit you want to change?
Any interesting habit which you want to share with the whole team? Okay. I think we are still in the process of forming habit or figuring out. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Lately, I have realized that whenever I like to pursue anything, I tend to do a lot of research. Like that habit I got from my wife whenever we wanted to travel, right? She made me sit and do a lot of planning. And your effort has to be 50% after you know it. So I used to do a lot of research. But that strategy does not work when you want to learn new technology. So what used to happen, I used to do a lot of research. I used to have to learn this course, or no, this is not that good, this is something else. So that I tend to buy a lot of different courses on the very same technology. Turns out I do not end up reading any of them. Then I try to move on to the next technology. That's what I understood, that here it doesn't work. I have to stick with one specific strategy, finish, and ensure that my dedication is there, and then move on to the other technology. So that's what I've learned from the habit to change.
Thank you for sharing your habit. And I think many of us are able to relate to that, what you said. At least I am. Okay, so that then we'll move to the next section of our session, which is the impromptu speech. Habit of giving impromptu speech. And for that, we are going to have someone who is an entrepreneur and practicing genetic counselor. She has a habit of mindfulness, which is a very great thing to do because in the hectic schedule and busy life of today's world, and also just like most of us, trying to improve or change the habit of late sleeping over the weekends. So may I request DTM Nibi for the table topic to act as a table topic.
Good morning, everybody. All right, for the purposes of guests to understand what this segment is about, I will be sharing a topic or a question, and anyone from the audience will be called up to come and speak. This is a habit that we do every week so that all of us learn to bite the bullet and just come up and learn to speak impromptu. So how impromptu speaking or table topic segments help us? It helps us organize our thoughts and deliver and speak for at least a minute, 1 to 2 minutes. So I will be inviting a mix of members, Toastmasters, as well as guests to come up and speak. If you'd like to come up and speak, just put your hands up and I'll call you up here. All right? All right. The first topic, I would like to invite Toastmaster Shweta. Toastmaster Shweta, what's the one habit that has transformed your life? What is the one habit that has transformed your life, Toastmaster Shweta?
Talking of transformation in my life, the habit of taking table topics every time I attend a Toastmaster meeting has changed me. Now you may ask why. Because I'm a senior manager at my workplace, and every time I'm sitting in a meeting and not concentrating, and I'm put, okay, what do you have to say about this? I was on my phone, by the way, and I really don't know what I'm thinking, but let me think, because I have a habit of doing an impromptu speech in every table topic section, and that has given me some way that I can organize the thoughts, and suddenly I'm the best person who knows what is going on there, because that's where your 10 seconds of thought process, understanding what is going on, giving a start, a middle, and the end, the way we learn in the here, is mattering. So that has transformed me. I was a manager for some time, and the way I speak there has transformed to a senior manager. And now I'm thinking, if this continues and the Toastmasters journey continues, the way my communication skill is improving, I will go to a director someday. So this has helped me transform, because it also gives me a lot of money when I go from one zone. I'm able to buy a lot of things which is out of my husband's list. So that has transformed me a lot, and thank you so much for this topic.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shweta. She very succinctly put together essentially the first 2-3 projects in your Toastmasters. If you have gone through what do you need to cover in your first 3 projects in Toastmasters when you come here to deliver your speech should have an opening body, conclusion, be as succinct as possible, right? So thank you, Toastmaster Shweta, for sharing those and how it has impacted and helped you in your professional as well as your personal life. All right, for our next topic, Toastmaster Mazahir. Toastmaster Mazahir, motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Toastmaster Mazahir.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So I just couldn't agree more when the table topic master says motivation what gets you started, but habit what keeps you going. You see, you've heard a lot of people before me, and I will agree, my motivation comes from Instagram Reels. I absolutely love watching them because they are definitely less than a minute. And they talk all the good things about it, so motivation come everywhere and anywhere possible. I learned this new style of exercising at home called calisthenic workout. Has anybody, right? Okay, people who are seeing that, you guys need to work. Now, I also need to reduce the sponge. So a lot of motivation is happening, eat this, eat that, download this application, whatnot possible. And I've been scrolling through a lot, And it took me to the next stage of motivation. I said, Instagram over. Now let's go to the next stage called YouTube. So I was watching a lot of people going, do this diet, that diet, third diet, what not possible. And they taught you everything possible. They even directed you to the kind of music that you should listen to while working out. Some while talking about EDM, some can talk about what not possible of a good music in taste and everything, right? It just goes on and on. I went to the third stage about downloading those PDFs for free online. I guess some of you done that as well. Now, the motivation come from anywhere and everywhere possible, right? But it had to require me to do certain things because you heard a lot. I wasn't doing anything clearly, and I'm still not doing anything. But what needs to be done as a habit, and what I plan to do for about next 3 to 4 months is start a home workout before going to office for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Calisthenic or not, if not possible, at least I may try to do yoga. Now, what's important is that both sides are very much important. If I want to develop a habit, I have to be motivated. The motivation comes from anywhere possible. It can very well be the person who's sitting right next to you. They can tell you something. Instagram reel, YouTube, search, internet, what not possible. Let it be. But what you need to make sure is this motivation develops to a habit. It takes about 21 to about 25 days to develop a habit. Once you do, keep it up. Work towards a goal. Both things are needed. You need to get motivated and you also need to get your habits to get going on. Cool? All with me? All my Instagram lovers, YouTube lovers and researchers, are you guys with me? Yes. Over to you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Mazahir. I guess one thing that I take away from all that he spoke over here is it's not that he finds motivation in the Instagram reels and YouTube videos, etc., but he's made a habit of watching Instagram reels and YouTube instead of actually practicing what they are actually spoken about. All right. For our third table topic, Toastmaster Maruf. Toastmaster Maruf, what's the last thing you do before you go to sleep? What's the last thing that you do before you go to sleep? Toastmaster Maruf.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I think it's very important what we actually do before we sleep, because they say that the subconscious mind actually takes that in and we actually get some solutions out of it. I think the previous Toastmaster sessions, someone said about this theory as well. So what I actually do is I watch some knowledgeable videos, some informative videos where I can think about what I can learn. And I also watch a few religious videos as well where I can get into a little more in depth about my own religion, and I think about all the meditative techniques which I'm going to do in the morning. And I also go through a lot of informative videos where I can learn new things, and which my subconscious mind will help me to gain that, to start thinking about it, or to give me some solutions about that in the morning. Okay, so this is what I actually think about, like, and I actually go through each and every night with a YouTube video, with an informative video, and I actually go to sleep while watching that, and the video continues if autoplay is not off. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maruf. What I didn't mention to Toastmaster Vikas was I have a habit of getting to bed late, which is usually early in the mornings. And what I do in that time is having a list of things. I'm a person who loves lists. How many of you love lists? Yeah, see, there you go. Very effective. Make a list of things that you need to achieve and get done through the next day. And then I wake up the next day, look at the list and put it in the trash because there's another list of priorities that's come, right? How many of you agree with me here? Like, this is excellent. So I'm not alone in my journey. All right. For our next table topic, do we have Toastmaster Ankita? Not here. Toastmaster Konda? Toastmaster Konda, Practice is not the thing that you do once you're good. It's the thing that makes you good. Practice is not the thing that you do once you're good. It's the thing that makes you good. Toastmaster Konda.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
How many of you believe in practice? There is a saying, practice makes us man's perfect, right? You don't think that, okay, after becoming a perfect, I do practice. It's not that. As today's topic, that the great book, Atomic Habits, every day 1% makes you 37% end of the year. That comes with only practice with your good habits. The book also talks about cue, crave, respond and reward. If you have a habit, start with small thing. You love it and then respond. If it is a good, you love it, go near to that and reward it. Every small success, if you go and appreciate and reward yourself, every day you will be becoming a best version of yourself. To say that if you take any habit, you keep practicing. If you see that end of the day, how you are progressed, we call it as a journaling. We call it as a, before we sleep, what we do. You go and review it. What was the good day? Things happen. Where is your time wasters? How to reduce it? How to improve it? And last one, I can say that there is a Zeigarnik effect. How many of you know that? Zeigarnik effect is, our mind always thinks that it always forgets about the things already done. Only it remembers what is not done. So before you go to sleep, write a to-do list. Just start with that. Tomorrow what you are going to do that. You start with that, make a list, you go sleep. Tomorrow it will remind you that you have not done, you will get started. So with this, always I ask you that, take a habit, practice, makes you go to your destination. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Konda. For me, the person, the individual or the soul that taught me about practice makes perfect, or practicing is very important, is none other than my pet, my dog. He's a German Shepherd. He's 9 years now. I got him when he was 10 months. He was a rescue. And at 10 months, he was so aggressive. If you approach him from behind him where he hasn't seen you, hasn't smelt you, you're for sure going to get bitten. My flatmate got bitten. I got bitten twice. And then when everybody said, oh, he's too aggressive, he can never be a pet, he can never be a home dog, I said, okay, let me just try and go through all of these behavioral specialists and trainers and whatnot. I think I went through about 5 of them and all of them said he was hopeless, forget about it, and just let him be. And then I found one trainer and then he said, what do you do? Send me videos of how you take him on a walk. What do you do at home? What is your habit or what is your practice in the mornings with him? I said, I have none. Because I was a first time pet parent of a dog. I've never had dogs before. I've had cats, I've had birds, all of that. I sent videos and then he said, well, you are the problem, not the dog. Yeah. And then it took about 3 years of continuous practice and setting a habit in place for both of us, working on that exercise for him to learn when to look at me and then respond whenever there's a situation. It took me about 3 or 4 years to learn his body language and to understand his temperament. And such is the case with all of us as well. When someone tells me, oh, you can't do this now, I say, watch me. Because it's taken me so many years of practice. All right. For the next table topic, I invite Toastmaster Abhineet. Not here in the room. Toastmaster Vaishak. Toastmaster Vaishak. What do you think would happen if the world ran out of coffee? What do you think would happen if the world ran out of coffee? Toastmaster Vaishak.
There's a habit that I have every morning strictly. Without fail, once I get out of my bed, even before brushing my teeth, I switch on my coffee maker. This brown liquid, I don't mix milk because I believe coffee is tasted best without milk. This brown liquid drives my entire life. And I have it 2 times a day. In the morning and then in the evening at 4 o'clock sharp. If this coffee isn't in front of me, simply I will perish. I will disappear into thin air. Whenever I'm in a meeting and the situation is really stressful, there's an escalation with a client, there's so much of drama going on, and then this brown, opulous coffee comes in front of me. Yes. One sip of that warm liquid going inside, the caffeine boosters hitting all my RBCs all around, and I'm like, that's it. Now I have control of the situation. But it's funny that we as humans depend on that one beverage, right? Why is that so? It's that link to a memory of happiness. So that drink, it's not important that it's coffee, it's tea, it's Coke or Pepsi or any of that. It's that link to that memory that we have, that when we have that drink, we have that sense of belonging to that particular moment, right? Now, coffee may perish today, something else may come tomorrow. But trust me, if you have that one drink that takes you to a happy place, keep that as your habit. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vaishak. I very specifically gave him this topic because most of our conversations have been around coffee. Whenever he's flying to Vietnam, I'm asking him, hey, can you get me like this specific coffee? Or if any of you are coffee lovers, then make sure that you have a conversation with Toastmaster Vaishak, because there is a special blend that is his grandfather's blend way from Coimbatore. So make sure, if you love coffee, make sure that you speak to Toastmaster Vaishak. All right. For the next table topic, can I invite Toastmaster Saurabh? Seen you after a long time. So.
Yeah,
Just clip it in. It's this. Toastmaster Saurabh, do you prefer handwriting your notes or typing them out on your phone or a gadget? Do you prefer handwriting your notes or typing it out on a gadget? Toastmaster Saurabh.
But there was an incident happened when I came to Bangalore. So I was in Lucknow working in an IT company. So everything is handwritten, notepad. When I came to Bangalore, my project manager told me, why are you still keeping the same habit? Go with the notepad and write the note. So from there on, I was starting writing the notes. So everything, now I make list, I write note. I list of whatever I have to do and explain everything, you write in detail. So I write note now. I change from editors, sometime notepad, then notepad plus. There are many can be there, but they are still there. What it do for me, it enlists all the things which I want to do, and which is my future plan, and say in 15 days, I'm going to project management, coming in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days plan. Everything is written in the notes. Yeah, but it works actually for me. Yeah, that's it for myself.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Saurabh. I love handwriting things. I have various gadgets available. In my line of work as a genetic counselor, there's a lot of notes that we take. There's a lot of like a family history chart that's drawn out, etc. And there are also apps that are available to make it easier. But what I noticed over a period of time is my memory retention was pathetic. If I did it up on the app, I didn't remember the face. I remember the face of the patients that I've met through the day, but I couldn't map the names to the face. So I have a habit of writing down the name and what color they were wearing or what they were wearing just in my own handwritten notes. And I would remember everything that there is to about the case. So for me, I think, not just for me, for everybody, I think there's a lot of neuroscientists who have done various studies and who say that your memory retention and your ability to connect things get better when you're writing it out on paper, or you might just be scribbling, but you will tend to remember what you were listening to in class or a meeting if you're just scribbling down on your notepad versus if you're just typing it out, or if you have apps to just click on one thing and works. So I'd be interested to know after the meeting how many of you actually enjoy like handwriting versus typing it out or using an app to make a list of things and like figure out what next to do. All right, now I will move on to the guests and I will invite some of our guests to come speak. I have a couple of topics. Can I invite guest Vijay? We have a guest. Yes. Please come. Yes, Mike. You just clip it onto your collar. It's a clip. No, it's a clip. You'll have to use the clip. Yeah. Yeah.
My bad. Sorry, keep it.
All right. Guest Vijay. What habit do you feel guilty about? What habit of yours do you feel guilty about? Guest Vijay.
Good morning, all. I feel guilty when I was watching reels and for that improvement, I put myself timer for that one because I feel like that is very wasting of time. Like that is not related to my career and all. And so I like to watch videos like you will see like such that is thriller stories and all, historical. So for that I put the timer for that one. And but in weekends I will increase that timer. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you, guest Vijay. One thing that I used to feel guilty about and not anymore is my love for coffee and how much of coffee I would consume in a day. So I was in a straight corporate job, working late nights, starting early mornings, meetings, you know the drill. So in a day, I would consume about 15 to 16 cups of coffee. Yeah, so and the cups are not like the short size, they're like about that big. And so everybody knew, like anyone who wanted coffee would come to my desk because there's like a different variety of coffee powders available. You want instant, that's there. You want a French press, that's there. So that's something that I felt was too much. I enjoyed coffee. Coffee does nothing for me. It doesn't keep me awake. It doesn't make me hyper, nothing. I just enjoy the smell of coffee and the taste of coffee. I in fact even judge a cafe by the aroma of coffee when you walk in. All right, our next guest. Do we have Surabhi in the room? Yeah, please come. Welcome. You can just keep this on. Yeah. Guest Surabhi. Nothing so needs reforming as other people's habits. Nothing so needs reforming as other people's habits. Guess, Surbi.
Nothing so needs reforming as other people's habits, said every spouse ever. My husband has this habit of not setting an alarm on any weekday. He usually, I don't know, by some magic or some phone call from his friends to play badminton, he will get up on time every weekday. But every weekend, without fail, he will set an alarm for 8 a.m. in the morning, Sunday 8 a.m. That's the one day that I choose to sleep late. And he will not hear that alarm. That alarm will keep ringing, it will ring at 8, then I will kick him and he will press the snooze button. Then he will go off to sleep, I will start scrolling on my phone. Maybe I'll go to sleep again in a few minutes, and again that alarm will ring at 8:15. There are many alternatives to this. I could change my habit. I could move that Alexa device away from his bed and maybe put it on my side so that I could shut it. But it's not my habit to solve. My habit doesn't need reforming. His habit is the one that needs reforming. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guest Surbi. I guess we are learning a lot of secrets around marital life today in today's meeting. All right, moving on to, this is our last table topic. So I'd request any guest, if you want to come up and speak here, just put your hand up and I'll invite you on. Any guest? Yes. Just clip it on. Your name?
Shayak.
Shayak. Guess Shayak. What do you think are the key habits of good leaders? What do you think are the key habits of good leaders? Guest Shayak.
Well, in a Toastmasters meeting where all leaders are sitting in front of me, I think they are more competent to say what are the good things of a leader. But I think, forming habits and sticking to habits is very important. Somebody said that, you need a 21-day rule to form any habit. I once started following a 21-day rule of losing my weight. It really works. At the final of 21st day, I lost all the 21 days. But yeah, it works. It certainly works. But coming to leaders are not like me, who lose days. Leaders are those who take the learnings from those days. And I think for the topic that is given to me, what are the top things that a leader must have is to first think himself as someone who can show the way to the people who are following them. And I believe that if this particular thing keeps instilled in all of the people who lead, they become the people person. Of all the leaders that we believe are the great leaders, they at some point of time or the other have not shown that they are the leader. Rather, they have shown that they are among the people who are there. Let's take any example of maybe Martin Luther King. When he says, I have a dream, he talked about the dream that the people had. A leader always should talk about people. A leader should always see what their people needs. And I think if this single trait can be instilled, any person can be a leader. And if you want to hone those leadership skills, of course, Toastmasters is a place. With that, I would end my speech. Thank you.
Thank you, guest Shayak. I guess the reason I put in that topic of leadership is all of us aim to become leaders, to become better. And it's not just about becoming leaders in our workplaces, but becoming a leader in our community, becoming a leader in our families, becoming a leader at your club, wherever you are a part of, right? I was someone who thought you're born with leadership skills, you speak a certain way, you act a certain way, you have so much of confidence, and Toastmasters taught me that it's none of that. All the leadership skills, all the skills that very good leaders have, everyone that we look up to, everyone who inspires us, you see that all of them have kind of almost a similar qualities. And that is why I come back here every week after week to see that I learn something new from every individual that I meet on my journey in Toastmasters. So with that, I hope all of you had a fantastic time listening to all of the habits that everybody in this room have. With that, back to Toastmaster Vikas.
Thank you, DTM Neji, for conducting a superb Toastmaster table topic session. And great to see that some of the, again, one more habit of mine is keeping to-do list. And after hearing this, I came to know that yes, I don't need to have doubts over that. Now, before going to the next section, while we are talking about habits and heard about all the do's and don'ts and principles and good practices, it's very important to talk about one of the major hurdles while developing a habit. And while all of us has some of the other habits to change or to form, we know that after practicing our habits for a few days, if we don't see a tangible results, we tend to stop, right? And that is exactly the point which I want to talk about, that I think we should not do that. Just like a bamboo tree, which will barely be seen on the soil for the first 5 years of its inception, but it still keeps on expanding its roots. And finally, one day when the critical threshold is reached, it will just explode in the air, 90 feet above in the air, within the next few days or few weeks. Similarly, we should keep on working upon our marginal improvement and expanding those roots. And when the critical threshold will be reached, we will definitely be flowing up, exploding in the air with the flying colors. And that's what is our next section all about, that while we are doing that, we are taking those incremental steps and expanding our roots. There should be someone who can give us a direction and a feedback that we are going the right way. For which, may I invite General Evaluator Malya to give us the feedback of the overall sessions in our class.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vikas. I hope everybody hasn't fallen asleep yet. Just a little bit more. I have about 25 minutes. Is that all right, Toastmaster Radha? Yes, to complete the evaluation session, and I will go in the chronological order. Starting with the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Saravanan. Okay, for all the role players, considering we have a bit of a time crunch, I will mention either 1 or 2 points of excellence and points of improvement. So Toastmaster Saravanan, the highlight of your essay address for me was how extensive the do's and don'ts you mentioned were. The rules were both specific to Toastmasters International and to Whitefield Toastmasters, and very crisply mentioned. One aspect of improvement would be to perhaps get rid of the aid that you had, considering that you're the person who is going to be opening the meeting. I know this is probably one of the first few meetings where you're the SA, but certainly the next, say, 3 to 4 meetings, definitely that will come into play, especially when you're stating out the club vision and mission too. Our presiding officer, Toastmaster Akshay, you ticked the boxes when it came to what a general presiding officer's address needs to have, so I'm not going to go into each of the details. However, I liked the fact that the very short address that you had, just I think 3 minutes or so, was inspiring in nature, and you had a call to action to it, and you tied it up with the VP's initiative of role of the month too. So great job there. One suggestion that I have is that you mentioned the theme, okay, habits, etc., and then you said, okay, I'm not going to talk about it, and then handed it over to the Toastmaster of the day. So I would suggest that you either don't talk about the theme at all, or if you want to talk about it, include it in the beginning part of your presiding officer's address. Next, we have the Toastmaster of the day. So how many of you liked what our Toastmaster of the day did today? Okay, that's, I think, almost all hands up. Congratulations to you, Toastmaster Vikas. Okay, I can't find where I wrote your evaluation. Okay, yes. Your address, in the beginning, I liked how you started with the current and relevant aspect of the Olympics, and then you knit that together with the theme, with Toastmasters International, and then beautifully brought in the atomic habits and the 1% improvement, etc. And I note that you have done your homework when it came to having structured and theme-specific introductions for everybody. Good job, and you carried the theme forward throughout the meeting, and you glued the various sessions of the meeting very well. Aspect of improvement is that firstly, generally when there's an icebreaker speaker, we do not introduce them because they are going to be introducing themselves in the speech. And secondly, I would perhaps suggest that you have a little bit more of interaction with the audience because we have a large crowd here. Not everybody will get an opportunity to speak or do something. Therefore, like perhaps a few yes or no questions or something tiny like that to keep the audience engaged. Alright, next up we had our table topics master, Toastmaster Nibby. Everything was very well done with regards to the table topics. Topics were theme specific as well. One aspect of improvement is that I don't know if this is how table topics generally works at Whitefield Toastmasters, but I feel that it's better if you ask for volunteers first and then move on to calling people if you don't get volunteers. However, while calling out volunteers, etc., we still keep in mind that the main role players, etc., are given the last priority. But great table topic session. So let's have a round of applause for all these role players, please. Next up, may I request the timer's report for just the prepared speech session? Just the prepared speakers.
All right. So we had Toastmaster Nitish, Toastmaster Shiv Shankar, and Toastmaster Karthik. Toastmaster Nitish took 6 minutes 18 seconds within that grace period, so you're qualified. Shiv Shankar took 3 minutes 38 seconds on the lower end but still qualified. Toastmaster Karthik, we loved your speech but you went above the limit, 8 minutes and 19 seconds.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kapil. We'll move on to the speech evaluations now. Our first speaker evaluator pair was Toastmaster Nitish, evaluated by Toastmaster Renju.
So, how many of you remember Nitish's speech title? It was Know Thyself. So he was very creative in title itself, and I really appreciate it, and that shows your command over the language. It was a wonderful speech. You were much above than we expect from an icebreaker speech, several notches above. And you have used humor every now and then, which shows, which evokes interaction from audience. And another thing I have noticed, your start and end of the speech were very good. You started with a quote, and you have used many quotes in between, and at the end also you have used a quote. You evoked this one, that vision and mission, and connected it to your goal. And that's really good. And I have noted some improvement points for you. And the first one is, you have used great humor in your speech. So after using a joke, you can give a pause so that audience get a chance to laugh, which will connect well with them. And the second one, you have used a Hindi quote in between. I'm not well versed in Hindi, so it was difficult for me to understand. So when you try to use a regional language, you can try to translate it or tell that this is the meaning of it. Overall, it was a great speech. You met your objective. You introduced yourself well to the club. Thank you.
very much, Toastmaster Renju. Toastmaster Nitish, again, very well presented speech. Introduction, why talking about a few anecdotes and values was very new to listen to. One aspect of improvement I would like to mention is regarding transitions from one part of the speech to another. I'd not like to go more, but you can use the Toastmasters icebreaker outline to get to know more about how you can do the transitions well. Our second speaker, Toastmaster Shubhankar, will be evaluated by Toastmaster Radha.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. What a powerful, confident speech it was, Toastmaster Shiv Shankar. Congratulations for breaking the ice and starting your journey as a public speaker. There were so many amazing points I noticed in Toastmaster Shiv Shankar's speech, starting with the good. First one, his presence on stage. Toastmaster Shiv Shankar appeared confident, delivered his speech loudly and clearly without depending on notes. And doing that in your first speech is definitely commendable. Kudos to you for that. Number 2, your style of speech. The humorous touch. You definitely demonstrated a natural knack for humor, and you tried to subtly incorporate humor throughout your speech. For instance, referencing being independent on Independence Day. That was a clever touch. And number 3, title and content integration. Your speech effectively intertwined the title Finding My Voice with personal anecdotes, from delivering a first speech on Independence Day at school to delivering your first icebreaker speech at Whitefield Toastmasters Club. I think you beautifully illustrated your journey of self-discovery and the reason for joining Toastmasters Club. So it was easy to follow, and thank you for sharing all the details. Yes, it was a power-packed speech, but I have a few recommendations, if I may, Toastmaster Shiv Shankar. First, beginning. Please consider pausing for a few moments before beginning your speech to develop an instant connect between the audience and yourself. So whenever Toastmaster of the Day introduces you, stay there, wait for a few moments, look at the audience and then start speaking. Number 2, duration. As Timon also mentioned, you took 3 minutes 38 seconds. The speech felt somewhat brief, leaving us wanted to know more about your background, your experiences. So to enhance your speeches, you could work on a few things. Content, power of 3. I think you can try to expand your personal journey with 3 memorable stories, anecdotes, and in a chronological order. It will definitely help the audience to remember what you spoke. And number 2, energy control. While it was evident that you are very enthusiastic, but I think pacing yourself with strategic pauses here and there will help maintain audience engagement and prevent yourself from rushing throughout your content. But in a summation, I would definitely want to highlight that your speech beautifully bit the bullet of self-introduction and public speaking development. With practicing pacing and content length, your future speeches are sure to captivate even more effectively. Congratulations for your icebreaker speech and all the best for your next speeches. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Radha. The speech, Toastmaster Shiv Shankar, it was nice that you used the approach of just taking one aspect of your life, which is speaking or communication, and you presented a very comprehensive speech on that. One aspect of improvement again was that your opening and conclusion were a little abrupt. So instead of saying, okay, that was my icebreaker, you could have brought in a summary of your speech. This is just an example to conclude a little more effectively. Finally, our third speaker and evaluator, Toastmaster Karthikeyan, evaluated by Toastmaster Piyush.
My organic journey, Toastmaster Karthikeyan. So, ladies and gentlemen, one thing I liked about Toastmaster Karthikeyan was his body language today, because something which added the life to the story of organic farming and journey. So you straightly started with directly into a story with asking and grabbing the audience attention by asking and throwing a question. The large scale farming country, Australia, right? So then you started the journey that how across the whole world all of your friends came and started this journey of organic farming. And I liked how the structure of body was there at the opening, right? And because something that you across the world coming and doing at your farming village Madurai. So it was fantastic. Coming to the body, you just started implementing the corporate learning into your farming was fantastic, because the toughest profession today is farming. And that organic farming is something which is an innovation that many of people we don't know. And so it was a great learning that you had in your body, which had something like how do you get the raw materials for that profession, and going to what you had that experience of implementing the management from the corporates, and plus you chose the fruit papaya, which with the first harvest was exceptional. And the 3 challenges that you faced, that cost, bugs, and the selling and marketing strategy. And then you came to know that the main root cause analysis was having a full-time employee, which also is there in corporate, right? And so this was fantastic from the opening body, and the closing thing was exceptional with the lessons learned and the 3 takeaway that you gave us, the time, the dedication, and the knowledge we should have in this concept. So opening body was fantastic. Closing, I felt summary was not little bit more clear, because we wanted to know that how organic farming will be beneficially for the future, because it's very new for us, right? It's in the trend, but it's very new. So I think would have summarized the body plus opening and given an impactful message that how people can involve more in organic farming. Something that you did very much well was eye contact. Your comfort level, confidence was fantastic. And something which I found was at some point of time you were using your hands in the pocket. So I think you can avoid that as an improvement stage. And one more thing you can challenge is use your space little bit by walking, right? So rather than being on the one side or the other side. So you can use the full stage and give an impactful speech. Otherwise you did a fantastic job. And on a closing thing, the purpose was clearly delivered, I felt, and because your purpose was to share your experience on farming with your friends and the challenges that you faced. So very much and very well delivered. Thanks.
Thank you. Toastmaster Karthikeyan, again, very extensive overview, but you packed it into 7 minutes. You answered the what, why, who, where, all of those questions, and talked about the obstacles as well. It's very difficult to do, but you managed to do it in a short frame of time. One aspect of improvement for you would be to make your body language a little more open. So your hands were in your pockets and the other hand was right here. Maybe consciously make an improvement to make it a little more engaging and at par with the content that you're delivering. One feedback for all the evaluators, all 3 of you, is that while your evaluation was well structured, they covered content delivery, etc. Firstly, please give specific examples whenever you are talking about suggestions or recommendations, and even the good aspects. Secondly, please make your evaluations a little more specific to the project guidelines. For example, icebreakers are about giving introduction and having a speech which has a proper structure. So please evaluate based on the project guidelines first. Later, if there's time, we can cover everything else. Let's have a round of applause for all the speakers and evaluators. Now, quickly moving on to the tag report, starting with the grammarian. Grammarian Toastmaster Bhima.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I will mention who and all used the word of the day and idiom of the day, which means phrase of the day. Toastmaster Nitish, Toastmaster Shiv Shankar, Toastmaster Vaishak used the word of the day. Thanks. And the phrase of the day: Toastmaster Vikas, Toastmaster Nitish, Toastmaster Nibi, Toastmaster Radha. Congratulations and thank you so much. I will list out who used the fantastic grammatical uses. Toastmaster Nitish, eventually and contradiction. Profound venturing Toastmaster Vikas. Toastmaster Nibi, succinctly essential. I'm not getting. And scribbling and all. Toastmaster Malya, extensive, stating out, relevant, glowed and comprehensive. Toastmaster Radha, humor, commendable, clever touch, illustrated, evident, enthusiastic. Toastmaster Piyush, exceptional. And someone used incorrect grammar. As speech evaluated, it should be speech evaluated by. Someone used as trees grows. It's as tree grows. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Mala.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bima. Very well presented report and an aptly chosen word of the day too. Next up, we have the accountants report with Toastmaster Arun.
Thank you. Yeah, so my job for today was really easy. All the speakers spoke amazingly well. I'll start with the prepared speeches. Toastmaster Nitish, you took pauses at the right time and you did not have any crutch words or filler words. So yeah, thank you for that amazing speech as well. Toastmaster Shiv Shankar, I just counted the words so a couple of times, but apart from that, it was really clean. Toastmaster Karthikeyan, I counted the word "a" 4 times. Yeah, now going on to the impromptu speeches. Yeah, a lot of the speakers spoke amazingly well without any crutch or filler words. Toastmaster Shweta, Mazahir, Toastmaster Konda, Vaishak, guest Surabhi and guest Shayak. You spoke without any crutch words or filler words. So those were amazing. Toastmaster Muzahir, I just counted the word actually 3 times. But apart from that, it was like really clean. Going on to the next. Toastmaster Saurabh, I just counted the word so 1 time. For guest Vijay, I counted like 1 time. Yeah, moving on to the evaluators. Toastmaster Ranju, I counted the word "a" 2 times. For Toastmaster Radha, I counted "a" 1 time. And for Toastmaster Piyush, I counted so 2 times. Yeah, so that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun. And now we'll have Toastmaster Kapil for the next part of his timers report.
Thank you. So we are done with the prepared speeches, the table topic speakers. But before that, I'll mention that the entire duration of the table topic part was right on the money, 30 minutes. Toastmaster Shweta took 1 minute 44 seconds. Toastmaster Mazahir took 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Toastmaster Mahroof took 1 minute and 16 seconds. Toastmaster Konda took 1 minute 58 seconds. Toastmaster Vaishak took 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Toastmaster Saurabh took 1 minute 10 seconds. Guest Vijay took 39 seconds. Guest Surbhi took 1 minute and 4 seconds. Guest Shayak took 1 minute and 35 seconds. All of you are qualified for the voting. Now going to the evaluations. Toastmaster Renju took 1 minute and 40 seconds. Toastmaster Radha took 3 minutes 18 seconds. Toastmaster Piyush took 3 minutes and 23 seconds. The grammarian took 1 minute and 30 seconds. The R counter took 1 minute and 21 seconds. That's it. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who has to fill in the attendance sheet? All right, everybody has done it. I will quickly go through the meeting in general. I think I have a minute or so left. All right, just 3 things that we can perhaps work on and 3 highlights of the meeting. Firstly, I think it was pointed out by Radha in the group as well, please refrain from leaving the stage until the next person has come in and you formally hand it over to them through a handshake. Secondly, there was a bit of a confusion regarding the evaluator and the speaker, and when the speaker is being called on the stage, etc. Maybe that can be ironed out to be made a little better. And thirdly, although the agenda, that is not the agenda, but then the messages that went out said that the meeting starts at 11. We started, I think, 4 or 5 minutes earlier, which is great. But maybe the agenda can be adjusted to make it seem as 10:55 as well, so that guests can arrive on time. Again, highlights, there are many that I've written. I'm just going to read 3 of them. Firstly, with regards to the VPE team, the role of the month is a great idea and all roles were filled and there were no changes, which is applaudable. Secondly, the amount of guest engagement that this club provides is great. What with the guest group, the TMOD explaining the various sessions of the meeting, and all the guests invited to address the audience, both in the beginning, the feedback later maybe, and in the table topic session as well. And thirdly, the decorum of the meeting was well maintained by each person sitting in this room, and for that, all of you deserve a round of applause. Whitefield Toastmasters, I hope, will continue to be one of the model community clubs for District 92. This was a very great meeting at par with the best. It has been a pleasure serving as your GE. I look forward to be back. Sign off and hand it back to Toastmaster Vikas.
Thank you. Now we come to the almost the end of the today's meeting, and we have discussed about do's and don'ts and principles and 1% rule and so many things about habits. And I'm sure each one of us has some of the other habits to change or to inculcate. While we are talking about, just to conclude, I would like to say that once we are able to instill those habits and able to practice those minor improvements for a long time, those habits become a part of our identity. And once they become a part of our identity, it is very difficult to change, and we try our level best to maintain them. And that's the pinnacle where we have to reach in our habits. So with this, I'll hand over to President Akshay to conclude the meeting.
Good afternoon once again. So, how was the meeting, guys? Good. Great, energetic, right? Okay, so you have seen how General Evaluator Malia has justified the role of General Evaluator, which is the role of the month initiative by VP Education. And last week, I am again reiterating this thing because from next week, some upcoming member has to take up this particular role, and you have seen, and I hope you have taken the pointers out how to take up this role. Okay, so from the next week, you guys have to take up the roles like General Evaluator, and maybe next month TMOD, and upcoming month the Table Topic Masters. And this is how it has to be done in a correct manner, in a sequential manner. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Malia and DTM Nibi, for taking up these roles. For the winners announcement, we will be following the manual method. So Toastmaster Sarvanan will be distributing the ballots to each and every one of you, and you can give half of them to distribute among yourself, right? You might have to share the pen. Okay, in the meantime, I want to acknowledge the presence of our area director of Area D1, Vaishak Suresh, in the house, please. Yeah, I'll do. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, there will be 5 categories for the winners. The first will be the best speaker. We have 2 nominations for this. Role takers or the speakers, please raise your hand when I take your name. Toastmaster Nitish and Toastmaster Shiv Shankar. All have the ballots in your hand?
Yes.
Okay, the first category is best speaker. Please cast your vote if you want to select Toastmaster Nitish as the best speaker. Toastmaster Nitish, you can raise your hand. You have 10 seconds for it. Okay. The second speaker is Toastmaster Shiv Shankar. Toastmaster Shiv Shankar, you can raise your hand. Please cast your vote if you want to nominate Toastmaster Shiv Shankar for the best speaker. Next category is the best evaluator. We have 3 nominations for that. The first is evaluator 1, Toastmaster Renju. Please raise your hand, Toastmaster Renju. Thank you. Second will be evaluator 2, Toastmaster Radha. And third, evaluator number 3, Toastmaster Piyush. So please cast your vote if you want to give your vote to Toastmaster Renju. Please write in that ballot. Now please cast your vote if you want to give your vote to Toastmaster Radha, evaluator number 2. Another 5 seconds, guys and girls. Okay. Now evaluator number 3, Toastmaster Piyush. Please cast your vote if you want to choose Toastmaster Piyush as the best evaluator for the day. Okay. Moving on to the next category. Best supporting role player or auxiliary role player. We have 4 role players in this, starting from Sergeant at Arm, Toastmaster Sarvanan, then the tag team, Timer, Toastmaster Kapil, Grammarian, Toastmaster Bhima, and our counter, Toastmaster Arun. Please cast your vote if you want to give your vote to Toastmaster Sarvanan for the Sergeant at Arms as the best auxiliary role player. Second, please cast your vote for Toastmaster Kapil as the timer. Third one will be the our counter, which was played by Toastmaster Arun. And fourth is Toastmaster Bhima, who played the role of a grammarian. Casted a vote? Okay. So now we have the best role player category. In this, there are 3 roles. The first is T-Mod, which was played by Toastmaster Vikas. Toastmaster Vikas, can you raise your hand? Thank you. The second category, the second role is Table Topic Master, which was played by Distinguished Toastmaster Nibi. Please, can you raise your hand? And the third is General Evaluator, which was played by Toastmaster Malia. Please cast your vote for T-Mod, Toastmaster Vikas, for the best role player. The second is DTM Nibi, who played the role of Table Topic Master. And third is the General Evaluator, which was played by Toastmaster Malia. Done? Yeah. Thank you. So the last category is the best table topic speaker. We have 9 names in this, starting from Toastmaster Shweta. Can you please raise your hand? Distinguished Toastmaster Madahir, Toastmaster Maruf, Toastmaster Konda, Toastmaster Vaishak, Toastmaster Saurabh, Guest Vijay. Can you please raise your hand? Thank you. Guest Furbi, guest Shayak. Starting from now, please cast your vote for Toastmaster Shweta as the best table topic speaker. You have to cast. There. No problem. Second, please cast your vote for distinguished Toastmaster Mazahir. I hope you remember the speeches, guys. Third is Toastmaster Maroof. Fourth, Toastmaster Konda. Fifth table topic speaker was Toastmaster Vaishak. Sixth was Toastmaster Saurabh. Now starting from the guest, the first guest table topic speaker was guest Vijay. Then guest Surbi. And the last but not the least was the guest Shayak as the table topic speaker for the day. I think everyone have done, right? Okay, Toastmaster Sarvanan and DTM will collect the ballots and we will announce the results within few moments. Until then, I would like to request Toastmaster Vaishak, who is the area director of Area D1, our own area, to please be here on the stage. Please help me welcome him with a huge round of applause.
One of that is my pen. The maroon. We need to keep our pens safe with us. Because pen is mightier than the sword. Great. So, just a few announcements. Timer, can you give me a timing for, or I can take 2 to 3 minutes? Can you give me a time for 3 minutes? Just show me a red card when it's up. Couple of announcements. The first thing is that we have contest season coming up. Now the first contest that's coming up is the table topics and the evaluation contest. So you've seen what happens in a regular Toastmaster meeting. You have an evaluation session where you give feedback about a speaker and you have table topics, which is nothing but your impromptu speeches. These contests don't have a minimum criteria, as in you just need to be a member of a club, which is of course in good standing. Our club is. So you just need to be a registered member and you're eligible to participate in the contest. Now, you may be thinking, why do I need to go for these contests? I think this is a question I've also raised before. But for the guests who have come here today, why do you think contests are important? We are all old. At least I am. More than 20s, 25, 30, 40s. But why do we need competition now? Can anyone tell me why we need contests?
Competition gets the best out of you. When you prepare for a contest, you don't know how much you can improve. Because you're not even contesting just the club that you are part of and you know the audience. After you contest, you go to area level if you're a winner in the club, and then to division and then district. The audience is unknown, and the contestants that come, they are all the winners of their club and area. So when you contest with them, you learn from them, and if you are a winner, you go to your higher levels as well. So that brings the best out of you.
Great. Let's give a big round of applause to Toastmasters. I'm not sure through sixth sense, because we usually say that women have sixth sense, because she gave the exact explanation that I written down here. So just to give you an example, that recently I was in a meeting with a customer and we were trying to negotiate a business deal. And the meeting was not going so well because there were a lot of terms and conditions that they were keeping on us. And this is a European company. And we had a 15-minute coffee break in between where we were just speaking to each other. This was all online. And we were just speaking to each other. And well, I was actually wearing this t-shirt. So that happened by mistake. My company t-shirt is also black. And it has my company logo here. And in that entire moment of, rush that, you're sitting at home, you're in your home clothes, and all of a sudden there's a customer meeting and I'm like running, just took some black t-shirt, assuming it's my company t-shirt, and I sat for the meeting, all the while bearing a Toastmasters logo. And I was not aware about it. And one person from the client side noticed this, and he was also a Toastmaster. So then our entire conversation went in Toastmaster, and believe it or not, we landed the deal. So Toastmasters, being international, helps you in every stage where you go. Doesn't matter which country you go, there is a Toastmaster club operating at some remote corner, right? Contests give you that exposure to that level. And you may think it's not necessary for you, but it doesn't hurt to try. So guys, bite the bullet. Let's get into contests, participate, win or lose. Trust me, you will learn from that experience. All great? Yes. Now to help those who are new to this, first time contestants, there's a demo contest happening on 24th of August, right? It probably will be an in-person event. I'll share the details in the club as soon as I get it. But to help those coming into the contest season for the first time, you can get into and witness a demo contest. 1st September onwards is the contest season for clubs. So XCOB would be deciding when would be the club contest for table topics and evaluation, and they'll be letting you know during that time. So thank you so much. It was a great meeting, and I'm supposed to evaluate my own club today. I've not let anyone know, but this was like a visit to the club to evaluate how the club is doing. And I'm really happy. This was a great meeting, great energy. Let's continue this way. Thank you so much. Over to you.
So the ballots are getting counted. They will come in a moment. Until then, some of the guests, if you want to share your feedback of how the meeting was, you must have some expectations set, right? While you were coming back from your homes to the meeting. So how? Yeah, yes, sir, please.
Hi, everyone. So this is my first time at Toastmasters.
Mm-hmm.
I have never been in this kind of environment ever in my life. Where does this work? It does.
Yeah, it does. it is for the video.
I thought it was mine.
And that's what you were thinking it's not working.
Yeah,
You can record now.
You can tell your name.
So my name is Utkarsh, and this is my first time in this kind of a setting where we are kind of focusing on two parts of it, right? One is very explicit, where we're talking about our leadership skills, which in a way is like we're all talking about how we can be on a stage, and talk about our feelings or like something, which kind of gives you confidence to say something in a completely in a different situation where you've never been, right? Second thing which I really liked was talking about matters or things which is close to us. Talking about good habits. Talking about what is our personal experiences. Well, I don't think whether it's YouTube, Instagram, or any other platform where any of us are share this kind of vulnerable or these kind of innermost things, honestly. This is my first time. I really liked being here, listening to each and every one of you who came up on the stage and discussed or shared their feelings. So I like it and I would really love to be a part of this.
Thank you, Utkarsh. And clearly the great theme regarding the habits and all, it is visible that the guests have received that with so much impact. Anyone else in the guest list who want to come here? Please, Piyush, come. Next.
Thanks, Piyush. Thank you everyone for having me here. Really a well utilized Sunday for me. I have been Toastmaster from past 3 years exactly, but for me it was very like a bullet on my head to start my journey actually. So I have been kept on delaying. So delaying is also kind of a habit on me. Right? However much you delay, you get more fear. And butterfly, nervousness, everything comes in your head, heart and all. But really the something which I bite the bullet in Toastmaster is trying each day, every time giving your best. And from past 6 months, I think I have seen so much changes in me that fearness of public speaking, right, real public, is coming out actually. And I really appreciate each and every club where I go who give me such kind of an opportunity to speak and bring best out of me actually every day. So that's one of the things that I appreciate everyone who give me opportunity, and also I take a learning from them as an example. And because I always means I don't have the fear of public speaking because I have spoken with various leaders, CEOs and MDs. But something which you have to speak on spot is something which comes with a lot of practice and facing your fears actually. And really, I really enjoyed today by being at Whitefield Toastmasters, and it's one of the habits which I want to change also.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Piyush. Before I announce the result, Radha, do we have the results in the? Okay.
I messaged you also.
It might not. Yeah, now I have received. Thank you, sir. Before I announce the result, I would like to call the lady who raised the hand earlier for a quick feedback, ma'am, please.
I know it is like this. Hello everyone, this is Sapna here. This is my third visit to Toastmaster as a guest. Believe me, this is my favorite place, I told you earlier as well, and I'm very fond of this place. Not at all feel nervous being on stage, but I realize myself that there's a different set of formal and informal. So I'm discovering myself that I need to work a lot in the formal crowd when you have to talk on something serious like leadership. You talk to your MD, you talk to your CEO, and also this is why I've been here. I appreciate this setup being so structured. And this is a lot of topics we get to know, but it's kind of networking we get to know, and I'm sure I will be utilizing this platform in future for sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now it's time to announce the result. Starting from the best table topic speaker. He is also the area director of Area D1. Toastmaster Vaishak, please. Best auxiliary role player, Toastmaster Kapil for timer role. Best role player of the day goes to Toastmaster Malia for general evaluator. Best evaluator for the day goes to Toastmaster Radha. And the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Nitish. We'll have a quick picture.
2.
Thumbs up, guys.
Thumbs up. 3, 2, 1. 3 pictures.
Thank you so much. Okay, so we have almost come towards the end of the meeting and snacks are already here. You guys must be waiting, so I won't stretch it a bit more long. And with that note, I would like to end meeting number 83 with the stroke of gavel. Please come here for a group photo.